Shalawam, family. Shalawam, shalawam.
Shalom.
Tawada for your patience.
Thank you.
We are
Thank you.
live.
Yeah.
I am Ambassador Barack, and to my left and to my right is Ambassador Yediah. We're
Huh?
going to bring the Passover and Antiquity Part 2 to y'all. We're going to continue and expand upon the class that we did before the Pashak. But first and foremost, we're going to give honor and praise to the Most High and Yahushua for gathering us together here on this so-called Wednesday. I hope y'all came back from this action-packed weekend
In safety.
in safety first, right? Right. Safety first, the water, Ottawa. And I hope you came back with renewed spirits. Renewed spirits, a spirit of renewal. This is, after all, the new year. Um, Yeah, con. So, and with that, I'll let the class begin, and we'll wait for a couple more people to trickle in. Though I know we got 4 people right now, which is good. Which is good. We'll rock with how many we're gonna rock with. Most I will,
Yeah.
right? But we'll wait for a couple more people to show up.
Because right now, we want to go through the understanding of what it meant to walk through those waters after leaving Egypt, after running with with our loins girded, after eating the lamb, the bitter herbs that clear not only the mind but the body, and eating the unleavened bread, because we in the scriptures we didn't have time to put leaven in it and cook it. We had to move with haste and move with purpose because the Most High commanded us to do so, right? And in so doing, we're gonna explain why the path that we took is so important and how it impacts who we are and how it impacts us later on in the scriptures, even with Yahushua when he told us not to go the way of the Gentiles or into any city of the Samaritans, we should not enter. It goes all the way to the beginning with in Exodus, right? So we got how many people we got in?
We got about 9. I got another brother, man. He said, "Peace, brothers. I've sinned during the Holy Week, and I feel horrible. Any advice? The only advice I can give you is the advice that the chief priest had gave me, man. Continue on with the righteous works, right? Uh, Continue on being
Give,
charitable with your time,
yeah,
uh, be charitable with your finances, and I would say, man, shoot for first fruits. Shoot for first fruits. Shoot for the Day of Atonement. Shoot for Tabernacles. All right. This thing isn't an exact science.
or also what you could do
But
is because there's another because in the scriptures it says that certain men couldn't do the Passover at that particular time. So the following month they did the same thing. They did it to keep the Passover, to spare their souls, to spare their self from harm from the Most High. Go ahead, Lord.
con. Like, that's how big this Passover is. They have a makeup one.
That makeup.
Um, yeah. And I had another brother tell me too, well, maybe not be your brother, but he said that he felt so unworthy of being at the Passover that he didn't want to eat of the lamb, that was given. So there's going to be all types of emotions, all types of feelings, even when you're there doing the works. You just got to be in the right state of mind too, as well.
But you're
I'm not
already
going to get,
he's already in the right state of mind because he knows that he did wrong. Now
yeah,
imagine somebody that's eating the Passover and not even caring. That's even worse. You understand? So if you're feeling bad, read Psalm 51. It'll put you in the right state of mind, in a repentant state of mind. Psalm 61 is a great psalm when you feel you did wrong towards the Lord, you did wrong in your actions and your behavior. And we could see that just by reading it how David felt at that particular time, right?
calm, calm. That's definitely beautiful. I know Israelite Prince. I know the chat are flooding. We'll let them rock for a little bit. Israelite Princess said, "Piece of unleavened bread. I'm sad I missed the Passover with y'all, but we got a great view of the moon and our land." That's why I put out all those videos of my story, and I hope that other brothers did too, so y'all can get to kind of just be there with us without being there. It happens, right? It happens. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video too as well. That'd be much appreciated. Okay, come.
So we'll start. We're gonna see if people trickle in, they'll be able to join us and get an understanding. Let's start with Exodus 13 and 1.
Mm-hmm. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, "Sanctify unto me all the firstborn."
Sanctify? Sanctify whom?
All the firstborn.
Now, let's talk about the word to sanctify. In the word sanctify, in the etymology of words, it means to what? To consecrate, to set apart for sacred use. Right? So in the Hebrew, the word for that is kodash. Kodash is holy. That means you set it apart. Can you get me Leviticus 20 and 26?
Come.
You have to understand, when you sanctify, that means that you're set apart, and you're set apart for sacred use. That means that an elevated position, but also a position of responsibility towards your own people and towards the Most High Yahushua. You got it?
You said Leviticus 20 and 26?
20 and 26, yes.
Okay. Well, and this is the book of Leviticus, the 20 and 26. Ye shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean, and between clean fowls and clean. And ye shall not make your soul abominable by beast or by fowl or by any manner of living thing that creepeth upon the ground, which I separated from you as unclean.
No, Leviticus 20 and 26.
Oh, I'm reading 25 and 26. Verse 26.
Yes.
And ye shall be holy unto me, for I the Lord am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine.
See, when you sever something, that means you cut something from other things. That means you take a knife and you cut it in half, and you said this part, that the part on the right hand side is mine. That's what the Lord said, right? He severed you. When you sever something, that means you cut it off, and it cannot be put back together to make it seem like it could join unto other people. That's it. Most High, he said, whatever comes out of his mouth does not come out of his mouth void. That means that he's not going to return unto him void. Whatever you say, that's it. It's done. It's a done deal. You could ask Jonah about that. Jonah didn't want to go and teach. Like, nah, I'm not going. Word? Yo.
Yeah.
You going? Where you going? But Most High sanctified us. Keep going. At Exodus 13 and 2.
Exodus 13 and 2. Oh, Exodus 13 and 2. Okay, got it. Boom. Okay, we're good. Sanctify unto me all the firstborn. Whosoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast, it is mine.
Both of man and of beast is mine. Keep going.
And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which ye came out from Egypt.
Mizraim, Egypt. Go ahead.
Gone. Out of the house of bondage. For by strength of hand the Lord brought you out from this place.
Of strength of hand, Most High brought us out of this place. Go ahead.
There shall no leavened bread be eaten.
No leavened bread be eaten. Keep going.
This day came ye out in the month of Abib.
The month of Abib. But also in other books, like in other books like the Josephus and other books that are very helpful, they call this month also the book the month of Nisan.
In the month of Nisan.
Nisan, right? Keep going.
Okay. Verse 5. We're in Exodus chapter 13, verse 5, and it reads, And it shall be when the Most High shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites,
Mm-hmm.
and the Hittites,
Mm-hmm.
and the Amorites,
Mm-hmm.
and the Hivites,
Mm-hmm.
the Jebusites,
Mm-hmm.
which he sware unto thy fathers to give thee, land flowing with milk and honey, that thou shalt keep this service in this month.
This service in this month, right? Now let's look at all these different nationalities, right? I'm going to go into the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, right? Let me see. We're going to start with the land of Canaan, right? The Bible Dictionary is on page 100, and it says Canaan or Canaanites. Canaan was the son of Ham in the genealogical list in Genesis 9:10. His descendants occupied Canaan and took their name from the country, right? Canaan was one of the old names for Palestine, the land of the Canaanites dispossessed by the Israelites.
Mm.
Now, the Canaanites were black folk, right? Them
So,
people, Most High didn't like them. Obviously, that's why he said, yeah, they got to get up out of there. They got to get up out of there, right? And all the lists that the Moses was enumerating, right? The Most High was enumerating Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Hivites, and Jebusites. All of them are Ham. All of them are Ham, right? Now the Hittites, 229. The Hittites, one of the three great powers confronting early Israel. The original Hittites or Hattians sprang from Ham, right? Hittite culture. I'm gonna read it a little bit lower in Zondervan Bible Dictionary. It says Hittite culture survived for another half millennium in the city states of Syria to the King Toy of Hamath. But later on, we read that Solomon reduced the Palestinian Hittites to bond service in the service of their so-called goddess of fertility, Diana, of the Ephesians. And that goes all the way to the book of Acts. So as soon as we came out, all these other nationalities was coming up against us. The Amorites, they're also sons of Ham, and the Jebusites were also sons of Ham. And it gets pretty let me see. It gets pretty convoluted, but in the end, they're all Ham, right? Now,
mm.
let's keep on going. Can you go to verse? Let me see. We finished. And fathers, which he sware unto thy fathers to give thee a land flowing with milk and honey, that thou
Mm.
shalt keep this service in this month.
Come. Verse 6. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread, and in the seventh day shall be a feast to the Most High.
So we celebrated Passover on so-called Sunday, this past Sunday. Now, this Sunday coming up, we're going to do the closing, right? Verse
Mhm.
verse 7.
Verse 7. Unleavened bread shall be eaten 7 days. And there shall no leavened bread be seen with thee, neither shall there be leavened bread seen with thee in all thy quarters.
Now, sisters, I know y'all, some of y'all in the beginning, you met a man of the Lord, a Hebrew that was keeping the commandments to the best ability. You met him during the Passover. You bringing bread to his crib. He had to take that stuff and put it in the trash. And y'all was tight. Y'all was angry. I spent money. I was like, listen, it's nothing personal. But in this house, we follow the laws of God. It's nothing personal. If you want, we could buy all the bread you want later this month. But right now, no baking soda, no leaven, no yeast, no fermented drink could be brought into the house. It's nothing personal. But these are the trials. If you really love the Lord and you love your husband, you love Yahushua, $5 for bread or $10, however much you spent, is nothing. Because by following the laws of the Lord, you will increase fourfold or even sevenfold. Right?
Come,
Now, let me see.
come.
Yeah,
I
Klefki,
know.
we'll get into that. Verse, let's go, verse 8.
And thou shalt show thy son in that day. This is done because of that which the Most High did unto me when I came forth out of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall be a sign unto thee upon thine hand for a memorial between thine eyes.
Now,
Okay.
yes. Now it says, verse 9, it says what? It says, and it shall be a sign unto thee upon thine hand. Now, that sign is what? In this context, if you do your research, that sign is a prayer.
Mm.
It's a prayer. Now, in other books, right, it is called a tefillah, which is a mark, basically a mark, like it's a prayer that you keep on your mind or law, right? And if you start digging deeper and deeper, you'll understand it, right? Keep going.
Between thine eyes, the Most High's law may be in thy mouth. For with a strong hand hath the Most High brought thee out of Egypt.
Out of Egypt, right? Keep going, verse 10.
Thou shalt therefore keep his ordinance and his season from year to year.
From year to year. It's not 1 year and then you don't do it. It's from year to year. Because the Passover is in the month of Abib, or Nis, in this country, and also says called Nisan, is the beginning of the new year, which means that we're supposed to, get ready to give offerings to the Lord, to have a good crop, to have a good year, not only mentally, physically, and spiritually, but also in crops and what we need to eat. Because soon is gonna in 50 days is gonna feed the feast of first fruits, or what we also call feast of Pentecost. So if you
God,
don't do diligence to the Most High, you might not even get rain to be able to eat that year for your crops, because we were a nomadic people, so we had to eat that not only from the Most High's help and assistance of what everything we did, but remember we was walking out of Egypt now. Like we had to trust in the Lord and have faith that we're going to be not only fed, but given water to sustain ourselves. And we're going to go into that. We're going to go into that with Barak. Barak going to bring all that out, right? Yeah, verse 11.
come. Verse 11. And it shall be 13 and 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it shall be when the Most High shall bring thee into the land of the Canaanites, as he sware unto thee and to thy fathers, and shall give it to thee. Thou shalt set apart unto the Most High all that openeth the matrix, and every firstling that cometh of a beast which thou hast, the males shall be The Lord's.
Yeah. So not only are the firstborn males that come out of the woman's womb are the Lord's, but the
Okay.
first of the beasts that are male belong to the Lord. I mean, those not only man child, but also like goats, first ones, goats, lambs, or first ones that break the matrix that are males in beasts belong to the Lord, right?
Come.
And I want to answer that, right? Sister Kana. I know, like there are people you live with somebody else, you can't tell them to get rid of their yeast spirit.
Con. I'm looking at that too.
Yeah, it's a position where, as a woman, you cannot stay silent. You have to say something, right? And if you because Ezekiel 2:7 says what? If they were here or forbear, it's a difficult position. But it comes down to what has the greater pull. Do you love the Lord more or do you love that man more or that woman more? Which one has the greater pull? I'm not we can't you can't change a person overnight. But
No.
you can tell them, listen, you cannot have yeast at this time during the year. Like, are you willing to make that sacrifice for the Lord? If they don't, then your job is done. Your job is done, right? If they do, all praises,
Mhm.
because the increase will be seen soon. I'm telling you. But in the end, you can't force anybody to do what they don't want to do. But if they do, hey, most High might increase them 7 times. Because we've seen that with Job. Job was sacrificing animals for his children. He didn't even know if they did committed sin or not. He said, I'm sacrificing for them. I don't want the Most High to bring that smoke upon my children. Period.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I know it's a difficult situation. Everybody's going through that. And
Yeah.
those are the times where around the Passover, around high holy days, where you see people having to make hard choices. Right? So let's keep going. Verse 13.
Verse 13. And every firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with the lamb. And if thou wilt not redeem it, then thou shalt break his neck.
Mhm.
And all the firstborn of man among thy children shalt thou redeem.
See that? Keep going.
And it shall be when thy son asketh thee in time to come, saying, What is this?
See that? This is for you, Sister Kana. What is this? Right? Go ahead.
That thou shalt say unto him, By strength of hand the Most High brought us out from Egypt, from the house of bondage.
The house of bondage. From the house of bondage. Tell your brother that. Yo, by strength of hand did the Most High brought us out of Egypt. And we're gonna go into in depth of how we survived. But Brother Barack gonna bring that out. How we survived out in the wilderness. Because most High, in the scriptures is gonna show you the Most High could have made us go in another direction, but he said no. And we're gonna find out why. Keep going.
Come on. I mean, I can do it right now. Shoot, I can get verse 17.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This is the but before I do that, before we get carried away, he said, when would the next Passover be? Obviously, it's going to be in the month of Abib, but we got to figure out the exact date. Brother, you got to just stay in tune, you
Yeah,
know? Yeah, we got to calculate that. We got to calculate that, okay? I don't want to leave you hanging before we let loose,
yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah. Come
Okay, come. So, Salib, I see you. One, much love. I can't wait to see you again. But this is the book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 17.
on.
And it came to pass when Pharaoh had let the people go, that God led them not through the way of the land of the Philistines.
See, so he Most High could have told us to go to the land of the Philistines, and the Philistines was what? There was merchants. They lived next to Egypt, right? Keep going.
Hmm? Although that was near, for God said, lest peradventure the people repent when they see war and they return to Egypt.
Yeah, because you know how it is. You're running away, you lose your possessions, you lose your victuals, your food, and then you're like, oh man, I ain't got nothing. Might as well go back to Egypt and go back to what? To servitude, right? Keep going.
Verse 18. But the Most High led the people about through the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea. And the
Mhm.
children of Israel went harnessed out of the land of Egypt.
Harness. That means that they had backpacks, they had bags. The camels was weighed with gold and different things because the Most High told them to take things to give offerings to and for the silversmiths and so-called blacksmiths to make things for the altar, stuff like that, right? Go ahead.
Come. Verse 19. And Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for he had straitly sworn the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones away hence with you.
Hmm. Keep going.
Come. Verse, let's go to verse 21.
No, wait. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, okay.
Verse 20.
And they took their journey from Succoth, and they camped in Etham.
Now, what does Succoth mean? See, these are important things.
Uh-oh. Q&A time.
Yeah,
Dun, dun, dun.
right? See, now, Succoth, right? Yeah, in essence, but in this particular,
Was that yada yada?
yeah,
Okay.
That's one thing Succoth mean. Another meaning for Succoth is so-called a pagan god whose image was worshipped in Samaria after Assyria had captured it and put foreign rulers over it. Right? Imagine, like we had different deities going around Egypt, right?
Yes.
Different deities, and we read in different books where there was a lot of sacrificing going on because we saw that in um when the children of the Egyptians was dying, they were sacrificing unto gods. Of course, there was. Children are dying. All these different calamities are going down on Egypt. You think they wasn't praying and sacrificing? They were sacrificing different things, different beasts, thinking that it was gonna. And we saw that when the river turned red with blood, and they brought their own magicians and pouring water, trying to turn it back. They were sacrificing, right? Keep going.
Mhm. And encamped in Etham, in the
Mhm.
edge of the wilderness.
Of
Verse
the
21.
mm-hmm. Keep going.
And the Most High went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud
Mm-hmm.
to lead them the way, and
Mm-hmm.
by night in a pillar of fire to give them light,
Mm-hmm.
to go by day and night. He took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of the fire by night from before the people.
From before the people. That means that Yahweh, the Most High, why Yahweh, they were always there. They were always there by day or by night. It was making sure nothing happens. Now, I wanted to read that part with the cloud because it's gonna be important for us to understand that how important that is. Keep going. Chapter 14.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they turn and encamp before Pihanaroth, between Migdol and the sea over against Baal Zephon.
Now, what does Baal Zephon mean?
It's got to be a pagan deity.
It is
It's got to be a pagan deity.
Eden.
Baal Zebub. It sounds just like Baal Zebub,
Baal Baal Zephon.
but it's the Baal Zephon. Yeah.
In the Bible, by the Southern Bible Dictionary says, "Lord of the North, a place near which the Israelite encamped just before they crossed the Red Sea."
Mm.
Just before they crossed the Red Sea. Right? Keep going.
Gone the one gone. For Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel, they are entangled in the land. The wilderness hath shut them in.
The wilderness has shut us in. Now, you thought, yo, they ain't going nowhere. Man, they're between a rock and a hard place. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going nowhere. We got them Hebrews. We got them. Keep going.
Is that and then is that because he was saying that all those pagan deities did they know they were gonna probably backslide and find their way back to Egypt? Is that what that's trying to say?
But it's more like oh, they're next to the Red Sea. They're caught in the heart of rock in a hard place. And I got that statue right there, man. You thinking, yo, my so-called deity is putting me on. Like he put me on.
Oh, okay. Gone.
That's
Okay,
what he
got it,
think.
got
Like, yo, Baal, whatever his name is, yo, that statue is there. Oh, I'm good. Like, I won't kiss them bruise, right? Keep going.
Right. Con. We on the same page. We on the same page. Verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I will harden Pharaoh's heart, that he shall follow them,
After them.
and and I will harden Pharaoh's heart, that he shall follow after them, and I will be honored upon Pharaoh, upon all his host, that the Egyptians may know that I am the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
And they did so.
They did so because they saw their statue. They said, "Oh, I'm good," and he hardened his heart. You know, he got confidence to be able to chase the bruise. Right, verse 5.
Verse 5. And it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled, and the heart of Pharaoh and of his servants was turned against the people. And they said, why have we done this? That we have let Israel go from serving us.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
And he made ready his chariot, and he took his people with him. He
Mm-hmm.
took 600 chosen chariots, and all the chariots of Egypt, and the captains over every one of them. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt,
Mm-hmm.
and he pursued after the children of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And the children of Israel went out with a high hand.
Mm-hmm.
But the Egyptians pursued after them, all the horses and the chariots of Pharaoh and his horsemen and his army, and overtook them, encamping by the sea, beside Penahiroth, before Baal Zephon.
Now I'm gonna explain something. By Haroth, it means in Bible dictionary and other books, it is referred to as an uncertain place. That's what it means. It means Bahai Haroth means an uncertain place. That means you don't even know where you at. Your future is uncertain in that particular place. And then he said, before Baal Zephon, what do you think Pharaoh was doing?
Mm-hmm.
You probably grab an animal and sacrifice in front of the statue and say, "We got him. I'm going to sacrifice so you could give me advantage over these brews." But the king of Egypt, he don't know who he dealing with. He dealing
Yeah.
with our Lord of Lords, our God, who's on our side, who's unbeaten. After after everything that happened to them, to these Egyptians in Egypt, you still coming after us. And you still went and you did wickedness in the sight of the Lord by sacrificing an animal at the statue of Baal Zephon and Pi Harath, which is a place, it is called a place of uncertainty. Right? Keep going. Verse 10.
Gone. Beautiful. That was a beautiful breakdown of that. That was such a beautiful breakdown. Hope y'all got your notes out and y'all wrote that down. I mean that was absolutely beautiful right there. Verse 10, and the church doesn't do that too.
Mm.
Come. Beautiful. Chapter 14, verse 10. And Pharaoh drew nigh, and the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel cried unto the Most High. And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness?
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore hast thou dealt with us to carry us forth out of Egypt?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Is not the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone that we may serve the Egyptians?
See that? So even before they left, there were some people that was bucking against leaving. Right? Keep going.
Man,
People was bucking. Go ahead.
for it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness.
Right? Now, verse 13. I want you to follow me on this, right? Because
Okay.
sometimes people read scripture and they don't understand what really is going on. That's why you have to have different books and different versions to understand the mentality that was going on, right? Read verse 13, Lord.
Verse 13 in Exodus reads, and Moshe said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord.
Now, this is the part I'm talking about. How many groups of people do you think is talking right now that Moses is replying to? I want you to think about this. It's, in verse 13, it said, and Moshe or Moses said, unto the people, fear ye not, comma, stand still, comma, and see the salvation of the Lord. How many groups of people do you think that Moshe or Moses was talking to? I want y'all to put a number in the chat. Put a number. I want y'all to tell me groups of people. Because we have to get an understanding of what's going on and why at one point later on, Moses was tired of Israel. He was tired of us. And there was a reason. And it started right here because people, before we left, people was already bucking against leaving. Right? Now give me your answers. How many groups of people you think the Moshe or Moses was talking to?
And this is after when they said, let us alone that we may serve the Egyptians, for it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than it should be die in the wilderness. Y'all seen they whole firstborn die. Okay, y'all escaping, and it's like, man, y'all seen that wonderful, terrible work, and y'all still bucking up.
Now bucking. People are bucking against leaving, right? Now, I want to
It's
see everybody.
crazy over here.
I want to see how many groups of people was Moshe or Moses talking to. I see Diana Kadash say two, Kleski saying one. I appreciate your answers. He was talking to at least four groups of people, and I will explain, right?
Okay, come.
And Moses said unto the people, "Fear ye not." So there are people that were scared. It was like, "Yo, let's go, let's go to the Red Sea, and basically run in that direction." Right? There are people, when he said stand still, there are people that were saying, let's make a line so we could defend ourselves, right? We could defend ourselves against the Egyptians coming. Let's grab whatever weapon we got, rocks, whatever. Let's make a line of phalanx and defend ourselves. And then it says, and see the salvation of the people. And there are people saying, yo, why you brought us out here for? Yo, we're about to die. There people, those are the people that was bucking. Like, why you brought us here to die? Right? Which he will show to you today, for the Egyptian whom you have seen today, ye shall not see them again, no more forever.
Come.
There are people that was willing to run towards the Egyptians and say, yo, we give up. We give it up. We'll become back with you. So there are 4 groups of people there. They were bucking. Some of them was willing to go to the Red Sea and walk, right, with Moses. Wherever we're going, I'm going with you. I don't care. I'd rather go with you than go back. There are people that was creating a line to defend Israel. There are people that was bucking against Moshe and talking all types of madness. Yo, let's go back. And there are people that was willing to go back and run towards the Egyptians. So there was 4 groups of people he was talking to, right?
It was 4 groups of people, right?
Yeah. Now,
so I think the sister right here, right? I believe that is. She was the closest.
It was one, right? So
close.
now, verse 14, right? And it says, the Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace.
That's right.
So in the end, he talked to everybody, yo, all of y'all be quiet. All of y'all be quiet. Stop talking. Stop making plans. Just let the Lord do his thing. And y'all making plans over here. Y'all trying to run towards the Lord. Y'all trying to run towards the ocean. Y'all bucking against me. I don't want to hear nothing. Keep your mouth shut. Let the Most High do his thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keep going. Verse 15.
And the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore criest unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel.
See that? So now, and the Lord said unto Moshe or Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel. Because at that particular moment, in the beginning of that verse, Moses turned around and he was talking to the Most High. In his mind, he was praying to the Most High. Most High said, "You ain't talking to me, brother. Like, yo, tell the people to do what? To start walking."
Right.
Right? Go ahead.
Because why? Right.
Most High saying, I got this.
Right. In verse 16, but lift thou up thy rod and stretch out thine hand over the sea and divide
it. Go ahead.
And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea.
Mm-hmm.
And behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them.
Mm-hmm.
And I will get me honor upon Pharaoh, and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen.
Keep going.
And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Most High. And when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, and upon his horsemen.
Keep going.
Come. And the angel of God, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them.
Now, this is the part that I wanted y'all to remember, the cloud, right? The cloud for Israel, walking in front of them, make sure they was good, right? During the day, right? So right now, it's daytime, right? And he went behind them. Now, this is the key point. Verse 20.
And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel. And it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these.
See that? So there was 2 different perspectives happening here. So the cloud went behind them, but the Egyptians, what they see is a cloud of darkness. They're like, yo, what the heck is going on? Yo, it just went dark suddenly. But our people, Israel, we seeing a cloud of light. That means that we don't see what they see. So, and that goes all the way to the New Testament, how all the disciples saw things. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, they all saw different they're all telling the same story, but different angles of the same thing. of the same our King Yahushua, right? And that cloud is showing you, hey, we're seeing different what the Egyptians see, our ancestors did not see. Keep going, verse 21.
Well, maybe it makes maybe it I want to say this. Jeremiah 10:2. Thus saith the Lord, not learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. And at this very instance, they're being dismayed
Like you,
too as well.
whoa.
Really dismayed. I mean, this is a beautiful word.
And that's perfect. You know why? Because we're going to get into it. Verse 21. Go ahead.
Verse 21. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea,
Mm-hmm.
and the Most High caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night,
Yeah. Go ahead.
and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided.
The waters were divided. Now, in verse 20, I forgot to say, Salakia. In verse 20, right? That cloud that was dark on the side of the Egyptians, but it was light on the side that could be perceived by the Hebrews, right? In certain books, they even tell you that the Egyptians was trying to attack us, throwing spears and arrows, but they couldn't reach us. Something was blocking those spears and those arrows from reaching us during that time. The Egyptians couldn't understand it. They had to back off. They had to back up. Be like, oh man, we got what is this, right? Verse 22.
Verse 22. The children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left.
On the right hand and on their left, right?
Mm.
Keep going.
And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen.
And it's
And
possible, right?
Mhm.
Now, I want to ask a question to the others, right? That road that was made, who was it made for? When the Most High told Moses to put down his to protrude his staff or his rod and split the Red Sea in half. Who was that road made for? Right? It was made for who? He didn't make it for the Egyptians. He didn't make it for the Philistines. He didn't make it for the Amorites or the Jebusites or the Hivites or the Hittites. He made it for the Brews, for the Hebrews, for our ancestors, our people.
That's
So
right.
these Egyptians walking in the midst of the Red Sea, thinking that they could walk there too. But hey, Most High hardened their heart, man. They're like, oh, y'all want to, y'all want to go through? Go ahead, man. See what happens, right?
Right.
Right. And I'm gonna read something, and that's
Okay.
from the Josephus. It reads, that's chapter 2, verse 16, right? And it reads, but the Egyptians were not aware that they went into a road made for the Hebrews
Mm.
and not for others, that this road was made for the deliverance of those in danger, but not for those that were earnest to make use of it for others' destruction. So the Most High knew that spirit. They're like, oh, y'all want to walk in on the path that I made for my children, for my people, for my gold and silver, like in the book of Joel. A word? Go ahead. Let's see. We're going to see what happens, right? Verse 25.
Verse 25. Oh, let me get 24 though. I like this verse.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass that in the morning watch, the Most High looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of the fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians.
They're troubled. Why did they trouble them? They're trying to pass. They're trying to move forward. And the pillar fight, nah, you ain't go, nah, nah, you ain't going through. Yo, it's like it's like it's like a football player trying to get into the end zone. It's like, nah, you ain't get, nah.
Nah.
Defender. Nah, you ain't getting in. Where you
Third
going?
down, fourth down.
You ain't getting in. You ain't moving. Until I let you go through, you ain't coming through. Right? Keep going.
Gun, verse 25. And it reads, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand upon the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and when the sea returned to his strength, when the morning appeared, and the sea returned to his strength when the morning appeared.
Yeah, and
And
hear that? And how beautiful that is? The sea returns to its strength when the morning appeared. That means that the Most High stripped the power of the sea for a specific purpose. And I'm not going to go too deep into that, but it makes you understand. And the Most High has command of all the elements,
Mhm.
high level. Keep going.
And another thing too, it was a long period too. Like
Yeah,
from like the middle of the night into the morning, like that's a long period. So Pharaoh and them probably thought that they was finna get him. It was like, well, yeah, we're gonna get them things. We're gonna get them through. And all of a sudden, in the morning time, they're like, "Oh, we see them," and all of a sudden, it's too late. But anyway,
it's too late. They're like, oh, we got enough time. So them
right?
standing up, they moving, and keep in mind, Most High's hardened Pharaoh's heart. Like, now we going. Nah, I'm not gonna let them Hebrews go. I'm not gonna let them Hebrews go. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them. We can make it, man. When you reach a point where you delude yourself to that point, it helps you to understand that the Most High pulls the reins on every nation upon the earth. Because how come you seen all these calamities kill your child, kill your people, and you still bucking up?
Delusional.
You bucking. It's like, right? Keep going, Lord.
Con, absolutely, absolutely. Verse 28 in the reads, and the waters returned, and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. And there remained not so much as one of them.
Not so much as one of them, because the path was made for who? For us. It wasn't made for them. You entered into a path you're not supposed to set your foot on. And that's why a lot of the times, brothers, like brothers will tell you, you wake up an Israelite, you go to bed an Israelite.
Yes.
This is not something you could just put to the side. Like you wake up, you might wake up tomorrow. We might wake up tomorrow morning on one Passover, and we have to gird up and get ready and get it going. And once you understand what happened before, hey, you won't mind it. You won't mind it. You'll accept it. You'll be happy. You won't buck up like some of our ancestors did. Some of them were scared. And other books, they even tell you some of them went next to Moses and said, yo, let's go, man. I don't know where we going, but I'm going. Yo, I'm going. I ain't going back. You know what I'm saying? So keep going.
Gone.
Let's finish it off.
But the children of verse 29, y'all. I think what now they're saying that they have found that chariot. I mean, listen. I mean, there's a lot of things probably underneath that Red Sea that they don't even tell us. So when our people say that something's not there, slave ships is not there, this is not there, we don't really know that because that so-called white man hides everything from us.
Yeah.
So that's it on that. But excellent, Wonder One. Excellent. Verse 29. But the children of Israel walked upon dry land. Dry land.
Dry land.
In the midst of the sea, in the midst of the sea, y'all. And the waters were a wall onto them on their right hand and on their left.
And we were getting cleansed, getting clean. And you can you imagine walking through the Red Sea like that with walls 20 feet, 20, 30, 40 feet high, and you see fish and whales and different animals just swimming, and they're not going like on dry land where we're walking, because the Most High is commanding them to stay, hey, stay in the water. Fish, stay in the water. Crabs, don't be going the path of my children now. Keep the lane free. This is the red carpet from the Lord now. You know what I'm saying? This is the red carpet from the Lord. We're not gonna allow no fish, no crab, no weird beasts to jump out of the ocean and come between y'all and y'all salvation, because Most High is saying, I'm in control. I'm in command.
That's right.
Verse
That's
30.
right.
Thus the
Come on.
Lord saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians. And Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. Right? And Israel saw that great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians. And the people feared the Lord and believed the Lord and his servant Moses.
See, but that's it right there. But that's it right there. Because that's our issue today. That was our issue yesterday. That was our issue in this book right here in Exodus with our people. We never believed Moses. We never believed Moses. But as soon as this just one little instance, even though we forgot about this instance later on, as we'll read, but we feared the Lord because the fear, yeah.
The water of Meribah, which is Meribah means contention. People, oh, we ain't got no water to drink. They was bucking up, man.
And again, and that's on the next thing right here. That's verse 15, verse 23. But in this one, so the beginning of wisdom is to fear the Most High, right? And this is what they were supposed to do, man. They were supposed to fear Him and then believe Him and believe that His servant was Moses. And they had a hard time doing that. That's why a lot of them didn't make it. That's why a lot of them didn't make it, man. And that's what we got to do as a people, man. We got to fear the Most High, keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and believe on these brothers that might be a little bit older, might be a little bit younger than you, that's teaching you right now. You know, we got to believe in what they say, because we come from thus saith the Lord, thus saith from the Holy Scriptures.
Come on. You go ahead, Lord. I mean, do your thing now.
Now listen. All right. Give me verse 15, Exodus 15 and 3. We're gonna keep on going down.
Yeah, Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. The Lord is a man of war.
So it said the Lord is a man of war. So that means that not only is he a God of love, he's a God of peace, he's a God of mercy, and all of these different things. He's a man of war too. This is not like some type of cookie cutter thing right here. You know? This is not that. Because you know how stubborn Pharaoh was, and all those things that came onto him. But he's a man of war. He's a man of war, man.
Yahweh is his name.
Exactly. And Yahweh is his name. Now, I don't have the super detailed breakdown at this moment, but maybe next year, right? But when it comes to the plagues of Egypt, we know that the Most High is a jealous God, and I think that's in Exodus 19, and I don't get that out. But the Most High is a jealous God, okay? But when He gave Moses or Moshe the statutes and commandments, when He said He was a jealous God, and thou shalt worship no God before me, because that's what they was doing in Egypt. And those plagues that He was going against, He was slapping and clapping back at all those Egyptian gods.
Every single one.
Every single one of them. Now, get 15 and 11. 15 and 11.
Exodus chapter 15, verse 11. Who is unto me, unto Salah? Who is like unto thee, O Lord, among the gods? Who is thee, glorious in holiness, fearful in praise, doing wonders?
Doing wonders. Because there's some things that that those sorcerers that Egypt couldn't do. They couldn't recreate certain things. That they could only recreate really that that uh that red water from the Red Sea. The lice, they couldn't do that. The boils on the skin, they couldn't even do that. So there was just something, and then they bucked up and said, "Man, this is the finger of the Most High.
Yeah,
I
man.
can't do this." You know what I'm saying? Like our gods ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, so he was really, and that's why he was saying, like, I am going to have honor upon Pharaoh and upon his horsemen. It just seemed like he was crazed by that. Like, I'm gonna make them know, not just the children of Israel. I'm gonna make Pharaoh and them know that I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like he was on a mission for real, for real. You
And,
know, he was ego tripping for real. You know. Go
and
ahead.
you best believe that other nations saw what happened to the Egyptians from far away. Like, yo, them Egyptians got clipped. Yo, they got right.
That's a good perspective too. I didn't really think about that. That's a very good
Yeah.
perspective too. That's a very good perspective too, man. And what did they say too? Oh yeah, no. Read 14, 15 to 16.
15 and 16. Fear and dread shall fall upon them by the greatness of thine arm. They shall be as still as stone till thy people pass over. O Lord.
Verse 15 and then verse 14.
Verse 14, sorry. The people
No.
shall hear and be afraid. Sorrow shall take hold on the inhabitants of Palestine.
Wow. So that thing got out then. All those works that were happening, it got out. And then read the beginning of 15.
Then the dukes, and keep in mind the dukes. We're talking about Genesis 6, because they will always giving themselves titles and saying there was dukes and duchesses and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
15. Then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. The mighty men of Moab, trembling, shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away.
Man,
You
dog.
see that? That means that all the way in Israel they heard, they're like, yo, the Egyptians died in the Red Sea. They got covered up by water. They got chewed up by sharks and killed. They drowned. None of them made it. Right?
No,
Verse,
no.
verse 16. Fear and dread shall fall upon them by the greatness of thine arm. They shall be as still as stone till thy people pass over. O Lord, till the people pass over which thou hast purchased.
Come. Let's get 16 then.
Uh,
Chapter 16.
chapter 16.
Come.
One?
Because because we're still in pagan gods though.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we talk about the wilderness too, um, I just want to bring that out a little bit, but then we'll talk about the rebelliousness and everything like that of our people. Still, after all these great things, man, we still be fucking up, man. Ah,
And, it's all we got to do is break ground. That's all.
come.
Like Yahushua explained, some people, the seed's gonna fall on stony ground. Others are gonna fall on ground that's thorns. Some of them are gonna fall on good ground. So, because some of them are gonna fall on concrete, because as I've heard before, if you send your children to Caesar, don't be surprised if they come back as Romans, right? We have to teach our children, teach them every day. We meet children, you tell them, like, yo, you're Israelite, you're a child of God, that right now is the Passover, and so on and so forth, right? Go ahead.
Oh, come. So this is can you read verse 16 and 1?
Exodus 16 and 1. And they took
Exodus 16:1 come.
and they took their journey from Elam, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came onto the wilderness of Sin, which
Onto the wilderness of Sin. So actually, Sin it is a pagan god too, from ancient Mesopotamia, Sumer. That goes along with Enki and Enlil and all that. But he's a moon god. That's a moon god named Sin too. Now I just wanted to bring that out, but we weren't we weren't happy about some things. I mean, we were thirsty and now we're hungry. So let's read about us murmuring. Can you read two and down?
Exodus 16:2. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full. For ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger.
And that is a unbelieving spirit right there. That is just an unbelieving, you can't tell you nothing. You seeing all of these wonders. You seeing him triumph over Egyptian god after Egyptian god after Egyptian god. Pharaoh and them is washed up on the shore, just slumped, and then I'm hungry. I want a 6-piece. It's a perch.
And that's why
you know what I'm saying? And if not, we should go back to Egypt, because Egypt didn't do us like that, because we were sitting right next to some food.
That's why
it's like, man, are you serious? And these are the type of people that Moses was dealing with, man.
That's why.
Go ahead.
That's why some of our people are some simple Negroes, man. Simple Negroes. Like
it's all about.
It's all about like what I want right now. I'll tell you from personal experience. I've gone to work certain days. I didn't have anything to eat. I got there. Most High gave me a box of a turkey sandwich and a cookie, man, and a juice, and I was happy, man. So trust me, don't complain, man, because you could have it much worse. Maybe the Most High wanted you to have a fast that day. For all you know, you don't know, man, what the Most High has planned for you. You just have to endure hardship as a good soldier, right? Go ahead.
We gotta endure. We gotta endure. And remember that people want to be joining these other people. Like, we had just brought out that our path was a part of the dry land of the sea. Like, our path is different. So when this kingdom goes down, we're going to be on a path that's going to be different, that's going to lead to our salvation. The other people going to probably try to get on our path, but they're going to be washed away too. So we can't save everybody. We gotta stay on our path and be on our path. Read 4 and 5. We'll keep going down. Read 4 and 5 real quick.
Then Exodus 16:4. Then said the Lord unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread. I read that again. Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you. The people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day.
Meaning that you're going to get a certain amount according to your family. Just like the lamb and the Passover, and then you get a certain amount according to your family. Read.
People shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no.
Right. So what that reads to me is like, man, he's doing this just off the strength. He's still trying to impress upon you, man. That's how good the Most High is, man. He's just, man, he loves you. He loves y'all so much, man. He's trying to do all these works to get y'all to come to come and just worship him, man, and to do his laws, man, and be obedient, man, and just have faith that Moses is just going to come through all the time, you know? But they don't have faith. That's why they always ask and they're murmuring, like, yo, Moses, we hungry. Are you going to do so? I've been doing work so this whole time. What is you talking about? What are you talking about? Right?
Verse 5. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily.
Right. Because the reason why he's trying to incorporate what?
The Sabbath.
The Sabbath day. So on the and these Negroes ain't gonna get it either. It's just like, man, oh man. But he's trying to say that, yo, on the 6th day, gather twice as much, because I'm gonna teach y'all about my Sabbath. I'm gonna teach y'all about my holy day. And y'all still ain't gonna understand it, but that's what that's going into. So on the 6th day, so on, let's say, so-called Friday before sundown, get twice as much good that you get at the store. So that way you have enough to hold over all day on the Shabbat.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what that's trying to say.
Yeah.
All right. Let's skip down. I know it reads more like a story. I don't want to skip over anything. Let's get 16 and 8. 16 and 8, and then we'll kind of skip on.
Exodus 16 and 8. And Moses said, this shall be when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full. For that the Lord heareth your murmurings, which ye murmur against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against the Most High.
So the Holy Scripture said the murmurings are not against us, but of the Most High, man, of Yahweh. So I mean, we got to remember that sometimes, you know, we got to watch. We got to watch what we say and how we act, and how we come against the men of the Lord. Not to say me and Yediah. I'm just saying that, you know, when people are really trying to lead in truth and righteousness, man, you know, you got to act accordingly. You got to act accordingly. Because why? You know, look at this. Look at this at 19. Skip down to 19.
Verse 19. Exodus 16 and 19. And Moses said, let no man leave of it till the morning.
So go to 15. Go to 15 and read that real quick.
Verse Exodus 16 and 15. The children of Israel saw it. They said one to another, it is manna.
So they saw what they brought down was manna, right? And then in verse 19 it said, let no man leave of it until the morning, right? No man leave of it until the morning. That means get rid of it. Get rid of this manna that's gonna come down from heaven, right? But what did the people do? What did some of them do? Verse 20.
Verse 20. Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto Moses, but some of them left of it until the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And it bred worms and stank.
And it bred worms and it stank. And it bred worms and it stank, man. Because y'all didn't want to do what it said, what Moses had said to do, right? Y'all didn't want to do what it said to do, right? But read verse 23. But read verse 23 and then 24.
And he said unto them that this is that which the Lord has said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which ye will bake today, and seethe that ye will seethe, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And they laid it up till the morning as Moses bade, and it did not stink, neither was there any worms therein.
Right. So it did not stink, and neither was there any worms to women, because they did what was supposed to be done, right? They gathered it. They gathered it at a certain rate. They gathered that manna up. They followed the instructions, and the bread was still good. The manna was still good for them to consume. The manna was still good to them, was consumed. What? Let's get it in detail. Oh no. It's another. And our people that are so rebellious. No, we got some time. 25, 26, and 27. Verse 25, 26, and 27.
Verse 25, 26, and 27.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses said, eat that today, for today is the Sabbath unto the Lord. Today ye shall not find it in the field.
So we said today you're not going to find that manna in the field because today is a holy day, right? You're not supposed to work. This is the precursor to them going to Mount Sinai. Read.
6 days ye shall gather it, but on the seventh day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none.
And what did some people do? What did some of the people do still?
Verse 27. And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the seventh day for to gather, and they found none.
Damn, man. So we still doing the same thing. Still doing the same thing, right? But let's get a description of the manna that we were eating. Let's go skip down to verse 31.
Verse 31. And the house of Israel called the name thereof manna, and it was like coriander seed,
Mm-hmm.
and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey.
So it was like almost like a sweet. It seemed delicious. It seemed very delicious and sweet. It seemed like almost.
So
Yep.
our people was eating great food. That food was bumping, and they was bucking. Yo, food was bumping. Like, yo, you can't tell me anybody to check. You don't like honey, man. You don't like honey, you're not normal. Come on, man. You don't like honey, you're not normal. Come on. Cause
Man,
you're going into the land of milk and honey, and you don't like honey, you ain't normal, man.
and literally your diet too, and that's what I was like. I'm in the land of milk and honey, and we damn near eating it. We eating it on the way there. But how long were we eating it? Read verse 35 at the end. How long were we eating this thing?
And verse 35, Exodus 16:35. And the children of Israel did eat manna 40 years
40 years.
until they came to the land inhabited. They did eat manna until they came onto the borders of the land of Canaan.
That goes to show you 40 years of stubborn Negroes. Okay, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. And you know that was all Southern Kingdom too. I ain't gonna lie.
Imagine,
No, Northern Kingdom would have been like, no, we go.
because in the New Testament, there was a point where we was eating man. We was eating, and it was fit to each of our taste. Can you imagine? Most High's making manna to fit your taste, to fit how your taste buds is. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Come on, Israel. You know how the most high is so good to us, man. So good to us. All he wants is a little bit of effort, a little bit of belief on our end. That's why I said, man, the faith is of a mustard seed, man.
Mustard seed, gun.
The mustard seed, just a little bit. That's a little bit is all he wants from you. He's already messing with you like that. Like he just needs a little bit. And what did we do to Moses, man? Read 17 and 4. What are we trying to do to Moses, man?
17 and 4. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, what shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me.
Right. You're almost ready to stone him. Like that's how we was talking to him. Like, hey, you better,
Crazy.
man, you better give us this manna again. You better give us this water. Give us, you know what I'm saying? Do one of the magic tricks with your staff. Do one of them. Wave your hand over something like that. That's what we was doing to him, man. That's what we was doing, man. That's what we was doing.
And the Lord said unto Moses, go on before the people and take with thee of the elders of Israel and thy rod wherewith thou smotest the river, take it in thine hand, and go.
Come, come. Um, we could go. I can go a little bit more. We can. I mean, we can go straight through this thing. Hold on. Let's talk about. We can go to 18. I mean 18. We can go to 18 and we can switch it up. 18 and 1. But before we get that, when we do gather and we do these high holy days, we do the Passover, there's going to be different people. There's going to be different congregations. There's going to be different types of families. There's going to be a lot of people there, right? Just like there was a lot of people that Moses was dealing with, right? So we gotta be mindful of, a lot of this thing has got to do with how you deal with people, because Moses was over here dealing with people. It wasn't so much about how many holy days that you did, and what type of laws are you keeping with Moses. It was more so like the people, and satisfying the people, and dealing with the people's issues, because he was the only one with the knowledge of the Most High and what to do and what not to do.
Mm-hmm. At that particular time, because
At that particular time, that particular time.
Yeah, because
but at the same time, we find ourselves in situations where we might have a big Hebrew summit, if you will, and there might be brothers from just all over the place, and we got to be mindful that there's different brothers and this and this and this. So, I just want to say that we all come from different walks of life, and we just got to be mindful, right? We just got to be mindful. But anyway, let's get. I know 18 and 1.
Now, Exodus chapter 18, verse 1. When Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard of all that God had done for Moses and for Israel, his people, and that the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt, then Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took Zipporah, Moses' wife, after he had sent her back, and her 2 sons, of which the name of one was Gershom, for he said, I have been an alien in a strange land.
Right, come. So Jethro is going to give Moses some instructions. He's going to give Moses some instructions. He's going to see what Moses has to go through. Okay, with dealing with his people, right? And then read 13 and down. 13 and down.
Exodus 8, chapter 18, verse 13. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses sat to judge the people, and the people stood by Moses from the morning unto the evening.
So that's a lot of people that he was doing that with too, right? He was a lot of people, right? And he was just doing it by himself. Okay. Read 14.
And when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did to the people, he said, what is this thing that thou doest to the people? Why sit thou thyself alone, and all the people stand by thee from morning unto even?
And what did Moses say?
And Moses said unto his father-in-law, because the people come unto me to inquire of Yahweh. When they have a matter, they come unto me, and I judge between one and another, and I do make them know the statutes of God and his laws.
But what did Jethro say about that? What did because you would think that would be cool. Like, okay, yeah, that's all right. But what did Jethro say though?
And Moses' father-in-law said unto him, this thing that thou doest is not good.
It's not good.
Thou wilt surely wear away both
he
thou.
Said, God, he said that will surely wear away, man, doing all of that. Why? God, we keep reading.
Both thou and this people that is with thee, for this thing is too heavy for thee. thou art not able to perform it thyself alone.
Gone. And then he goes to tell him. He goes to tell him. Let's read 21 and 22.
Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them, to be rulers of thousands and rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties and rulers of tens.
Right, right, right. So he's giving them a proper order and a proper structure. It's almost like the beginning of like a court system too, as well. Like you had the Supreme Court in Moses, right? And then you have all these lower courts too, as well. So that's a precursor to law and order as well. If you really want to go there with it. Read 22.
And let them judge the people at all seasons, and it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee. But every small matter they shall judge, so that it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee.
Right, so they shall bear the burden. And burdens come randomly. Burdens can come at the Passover. Burdens can come at high holy days, and when you have that proper order in things, you let certain people of certain levels deal with small things, and then when it's a really big issue, it's got to go up to the top, right, to get handled. Um, and that's what we emulate now in this wicked kingdom too, unfortunately. And that's what we emulate too as well in our family, in our congregation as well. So with that, I mean, I know that it goes into let's see what else
Yeah, we
we
have to bring out the the secondary Shabbat, the secondary feast of unleavened bread the next month to the
got.
brothers.
Okay, come on. You can go with that. I got you.
Um, for him, for the brother that was asking that question, the answer is in Numbers chapter 9, right? And it reads, Numbers chapter 9. Let me see verse. Give me 1 second. 'Cause it's reading. Okay, Numbers chapter 9, verse 7. And those men who said unto him, we are defiled by dead body of a man, wherefore we are kept back, that we may not offer an offering of the Lord at his appointed season among the children of Israel. And Moses said unto them, stand still, and I will hear what the Lord will command concerning you. Right? And that's also for anybody that feels that you didn't do the Passover correctly, and you need, another opportunity to go to the Passover for the same year to be in good standing with the Lord, right? Verse 8, no, verse 9. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if any man of you or your posterity shall be unclean by reason of dead body, or be in a journey far off, ye shall keep the Passover unto the Lord. The 14th day of the second month at even, they shall keep it, and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it unto the morning, nor break any bone of it. According to all the ordinances of the Passover, they shall keep it. Now, the next month is it said the 14th day of the second month at even, right?
Mhm.
Now the next month starts at the new moon, right? So you calculate, you look at your you could look at the sky to gauge the new moon, and the new moon is empty, not full, right? Because the full moon cannot be the new moon and the full moon. The new moon is empty, right? And from that point, you calculate 14 days after the new moon, and then it's the Passover for next month. That's how you calculate it, right? And you could celebrate it. You could find a congregation that is celebrating at that time, it might be difficult to find another congregation that celebrates it at that time. But if you pray to the Most High and you look around, you might find a congregation that's celebrating it at that particular time for you to be able to feel right with the Lord. But in the law, it's in Numbers 9, it explains that there were brothers that was too far away to make it. So the Most High made, you know, another day for them to celebrate it, and also for brothers that was unclean because they touched a dead body, they couldn't go to Passover because they had to wait till the evening to make themselves clean. And by then it was too late for them. Right. So they had to wait till the next month to celebrate. Right. Yeah, that's about it. I was about to bring
God,
out.
God. I mean, there's always more, but I know there's 19 and beyond. And there's some good things here, but we'll save some. We'll save some for the next Passover. The Most High willing. Most High willing. Um, yeah, God, I think we got what we needed to get from this one. Definitely. I know the brother who died did his thing.
Yeah, you did
Uh,
your thing. What?
oh yeah, we both did our thing, and all praise to the Most High, man, for just getting us in the spirit to come together with this and to bring it to the people. It's always a pleasure to come on here and to be on here with y'all, man, and to congregate, man. You know.
You know what I'm saying? And a yonder bar for everybody that came on to listen to us, and looking at us on camera, taking an hour and a half of your time,
Con.
and we appreciate it. That's why we go through go through these books, do the research, find out everything we can that we can muster for y'all, and bring out this truth as best we can, to make y'all happy, go to sleep, and wake up and most have be willing, y'all get beamed up, what I'm saying?
So you won't.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Go, man, for all of y'all, man. All of y'all, man. Hey, I will see y'all. We'll see y'all on the next one. I know we got the Friday night coming up. We got the Q&A coming up. Save your questions for the Q&A. Y'all have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Keep on fighting through this thing. I know we should have a renewed spirit because of the Bashak. Feast of unleavened bread. Try to what I'm saying, stay away from any type of bread at all. Try to eat some salads. Look into some things. If you got questions on what to eat, what not to eat, don't be afraid to hit the chat up. Okay, and ask if you got a hey yo, I'm at this restaurant. I'm about to order this. Is it lawful? Does it have leavened bread? Hit brothers up on the chat, man. Do not, make that mistake. Do not make that mistake.
Yeah. All right. This is the rule of thumb that I learned in my walk, right? If you feel that it is suspect, throw it away. Don't even buy it or even consume it. It's that simple. It's that simple. Like we all go through it, man. You don't think that we go outside and we see ice cream and we see cookies and we see Dunkin' Donuts, man. You have to be like, You have to poke yourself. Be like, wake up, man. You can't have that. You know what I'm saying? You have to be on.
Yeah.
And while everybody's getting sick and eating all types of foods that they're not supposed to eat during this time, you eating vegetables, fruits, turmeric, ginger, garlic. You eat things that will increase your immune system while everybody else is getting sick, and that's a low level benefit of following Passover. The high level benefit is of following the Most High, doing what you're supposed to do, and staying healthy while everybody's getting sick, and they're looking at you like, how come you're not getting sick? How come you're not getting this? Listen, man, I was at the Passover. I was eating. I don't eat leaven during this time. I don't eat anything with yeast, anything fermented. I cleanse my body, cleanse my fridge, spring cleaning, all of that good stuff, right?
Oh.
So, with that, love y'all. Want to keep y'all seeing y'all, and if you want more, just like y'all Wonder wants more, and everybody wants more. Just keep on coming on Wednesdays, on Fridays, and on the Shabbat.
Yeah, come. Yeah. I mean, we like to have fun. We're not, that type of camp, man. We like to laugh because laughing, you get comfortable. You learn a little bit more, man, when you're comfortable, man. You learn a little bit more when you're comfortable. And then, so Thelsky 187. Hey, man, Shalom. Hey, man, just stay in tune. Just stay in tune. Be on the classes. You'll find out when the next high holy day is. We got first fruits coming up.
First fruits coming up.
Yeah, you could definitely atone for that. You could definitely atone for that, man. Just try to hit as many as you can, bro. That's what this thing. It's not a race. Hey, it is.
Stay in the produce aisles. Stay in fruits and vegetables. Trust me, it's gonna be a major benefit to your health, more than you can even think of. Smoothies, juices, and all that good stuff.
Go.
Right? So with that, Shalawam, love y'all, and have a nice week and nice Shabbat and nice closing of the Passover. All right.
Yeah, Shabbat Shalom, family. I am not sleepy, but I am a little tired. I ain't gonna lie. That drive is still kicking me. But you know what? We did it for the Most High, right? Blessings to come. The summer is gonna be a beautiful summer. So rock with us. These classes. StreamYard's been on fire. Okay. You know what I'm talking about? So it's gonna stay on fire this whole summer, Most High willing. Kwame Yasharala family, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right.